Hey guys, in this video I'm going to give you some tips on making your first flipbook. So the first thing you want to make sure is that your first 4 pages are all exactly the same. Make sure you're numbering them all so you can put them as all number 1 or 1A, 1B, 1C, but the first 4 pages are the same. Second point is make sure that your drawings stay on the far outside edge so that when you flip it you can see what you're doing. When you change your drawing, you should only be changing it a very little bit at a time. So maybe your drawing is touching the edge of your last one, or there's only a small separation. If you leave a big gap between one page to another in your drawing, it won't really look like a moving picture, it'll just look like a flashing picture. So you can see it took me up to about 10 pages to get my ball to the top of the page. I'm flattening mine out a little bit so it looks like it's kind of pressing and flat against the wall before it bounces down. And repeating that a couple times, it helps build up some tension so that you get a chance to see the ball hit before it moves again. So sometimes you'll want to repeat an image a few times before you start moving it again because the flipping happens so fast, you want to let people see. I'm leaving a little bit bigger space now between my drawings because I want it to look like it's moving faster as it bounces down. So the bigger gap you leave, the faster it looks like it's moving. The closer your drawings are, the slower it moves. And since flipbooks go so fast most of the time, you usually want them close together. So I'm doing that, repeating a flattened image a few times again to give it some impact when it hits the bottom. And now I'm going to start bringing it back up. And this time I'm also doing a new trick, which is where I am increasing the size of my drawing. And that helps create an illusion of distance. So we've learned this before, where if something's bigger, it looks like it's closer to you. So if you want to look like the ball or the stick or whatever it is coming forward, you'll slowly make it bigger, bigger, bigger. And now I'm shrinking it down, down, down by making it smaller again. So it looks like it's going farther away. And again, this is going to flip and it's going to happen super fast. So I could go way slower if I wanted to have a longer flip book and see more of that movement. So now I'm doing a morph. So you don't have to do this. Have a moving stick or a ball is plenty. But now I'm just slowly changing my ball into something that's stretching out into a line. So I'm kind of combining the two ideas of the ball and the line into one. So my ball started to stretch out and become a line. And I decided just to have it dangle from the top of the page and kind of curl for a little bit. So I'm slowly swirling it up. So every time my swirl gets bigger and the hanging part gets shorter. Thinking about what to do now. So once you have that, now I'm having it just fall. So I'm going to take my swirl and I'm looking at where it was in the past image and I'm just moving it down a tiny bit. And I want this to be kind of a slow thing, so it's overlapping my old one. So it's a slow fall, but even something done slowly on a flipbook happens very fast. We'll see when I flip it. The whole animation is going to be just, a second or two. So it looks like I'm on page 54. And now that my spirals hit the ground, I'm going to slowly unwrap it. So my straight part is getting longer and my curled part is getting less and less every time. Making sure you number every page. It is very hard for me to remember, but usually you'll see me, I'll catch it and go back. But numbering them is so important because they get out of order and it's really hard to put back because your changes are so small. So now I'm trying one of those animation tricks where I'm adding some tension with a little wiggles. And then I'm ending it sort of like fireworks. So this really isn't supposed to look like anything in particular. I'm just having these little sparkly lines come off the end. And then with every page, I'm adding them a little higher and a few more. So they're growing. And then as I finish the flipbook, the line's going to shrink and those lines are going to kind of fall down with it. So this is the first time I'm doing that. I'm not sure how well it's going to come out, but we're going to see how it looks when it flips in the end. And of course, if you don't like it, once you flip it, you can take pages out or change things, add details, take away details, and edit it just like you would a regular artwork. So it looks like I'm getting up to about 80 pages for this flipbook. And here we go. Thanks. So not the best flipper, that's what I need to practice on, but it looks like it worked pretty well. And you can see I kept my drawing on the very outer edge. thank goodness, because anything past that halfway point you really wouldn't see because the page is bending. So hopefully this little video helped you get some tricks and you have fun making your own.